God bless the world. God bless the citizens and the president of Ukraine. Here we go, the 15-Minute Morning Show podcast as we roll out of our Tuesday show. And there you have it. Guy Fieri, we had a great time with him. He was just an awesome guest, as always. Do you guys agree?
He's
100%.
always so much fun. He's always up to play, and he's just always he's a nice guy.
Very much so. What, Nate?
That's where I wanted to start. I think he may be my favorite guest ever. He's always just so much fun. Mm-hmm. He always rolls with, like, he would be a fantastic addition to the show. You know, that's how I kind of determine whether or not somebody's a good guest, is if I feel like they could be a part of the show on a regular basis.
Funny you mentioned that. Maybe everyone else will agree. I remember there was a time when, you know who was a big part of our show? The other chef who shall remain nameless.
Oh, Bobby Flay.
Bobby Flay.
Yeah.
Bobby Flay.
Didn't want to say it, Bobby Flay.
But Bobby's always fun, too. And you know who the other chef is? I love Marcus Samuelson. He is my absolute favorite. I love him.
I agree, but Bobby would come on and he would just walk in without even being invited, be a part of the show. And now he's so busy. We just can't get it. But Guy, I don't know. He's almost in first place here. Just saying. Anyway, everyone's here. There's Froggy, and there's Brody, and there's Scotty B eating his banana, and there's Gandhi and Danielle and Scotty and
can
Garrett.
I just say something?
And Garrett and Nate. Yes, what?
Scotty usually eats that banana first thing in the morning. I think he saved it today for this podcast so that we could talk about him eating his banana.
I swear I didn't. I haven't eaten all morning, and I'm super, super hungry. So, no, I did not save it for this. I won't even finish eating it then.
Oh, God. Lies.
No, eat it. Come on, Scotty.
Now you upset him, Danielle.
Eat the banana. Eat the banana.
No, I'm not doing it for attention. Sorry.
I'll eat your banana.
I know.
Scotty, why don't you lean down under the counter and eat it?
My own banana?
No.
Oh.
That one.
I don't know, you people. So, as we produce this 15 or maybe slightly less than 15-minute morning show podcast, I'm still keeping an eye on the news. We're doing this at 9:35 a.m. on Tuesday. And wow, another day ahead. I don't know about you. I'll be glued to the news today to keep an eye on what's going on.
I'm sickened. I'm sickened that I have to turn the news off after five minutes. I can't watch more than a few headlines. I'd rather them just come over my phone and just deal with it that way.
Maybe that's all of the Ukraine news that you need for that moment. Maybe that's a smart thing. Brody, do you like to watch the news a lot? I know you're a news junkie. Are you watching off and on all day?
Oh, I'm watching every minute because I feel like I'm going to miss some good news coming out of plus I like watching the loop of the same 15-second clip that the networks have where they keep showing the same guy smoking the cigarette, walking back and forth. I'm addicted to it. And there's a lot of inspirational moments in the horror. And that's what I'm sort of leaning on.
Well, and we need them now more than ever.
Yep.
So
the lady with the seeds, she was fantastic.
The lady with the seeds?
Oh,
What was? I didn't see that story. What was that?
So help me out here, Gandhi, if I missed anything. But an older woman, a Ukrainian woman, went up to a Russian soldier, and she said, "You don't belong in my city." And then she said, "I have seeds in my pocket, sunflower seeds. I want you to put them in your pocket so when you die here, sunflowers will grow." So I just thought that was ballsy. I can't imagine walking up to a soldier, an enemy soldier, and talking trash.
Right.
Well, I think at some point you feel like, well, what do I have to lose? Let's go give these seeds to this soldier.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's the story we're watching. Look, it's tough doing a show like ours because we're here to have fun and make people laugh. And we still, I think we still have a lot of fun, even in the shadow of something that's so tragic coming out of Ukraine. And, gosh, there you go. Any thoughts from anyone? What's that?
I think you should watch Winter on Fire. Have you guys seen that documentary?
No.
Okay, it's on Netflix. It's called Winter on Fire, Ukraine's Fight for Independence or for Freedom. And it's about the protests that happened roughly 8-9 years ago. Do you guys remember that? Mm-hmm. And it was battling the corruption in the government because basically their president was a stooge for Putin. And, going back through their history since the end of the Cold War, I mean, they've basically been a puppet government from the Soviet states, the old Soviet government, now Russia. And I think it really gives you a great insight as to the people that are in Ukraine right now. And
so that's Winter on Fire.
Winter on Fire.
Okay.
Give it a watch. Give it a watch. Any other thoughts before we switch channels here? What are you thinking?
I'm following Maxim Chermakovsky from Dancing with the Stars. He's actually over there because that's where him and his brother and his family grew up. And watching what he's giving an account of every day, like yesterday, he was just trying to get home and he got arrested for trying to leave. And so he's trying to find a way to leave. And he got on a train, which he said normally is just filled with 4 people, but had almost 12 with a family of 6 in there trying to just flee. So,
Yeah.
My question is concerning the journalists and everyone there supporting them, cameras and all that. I mean, they're there. And they're saying, okay, they're going to be here any second now. I think, what are they thinking? Like,
Right.
supposedly they are supposed to be protected, but I don't think that those rules apply at all times.
Right. I believe 2 journalists actually just got shot yesterday. That happened. I need to check on how they're doing. But as much as you want to think that they're protected, how do you know where a shell is going to land? You don't know where any of that stuff's going to happen. So these people heading out in the field to do that, I am just always so amazed and impressed by them and thankful that they exist. But it's not super safe for them over there either.
No.
I saw the video just a few minutes ago of the building that they had bombed in the Ukraine. And you can see it's just there are cars driving by the street. It was a normal day, and the bomb just falls out of the sky and hits the right corner of this building. There's a big explosion, and now they're assessing how bad the damage is and how many people have been lost. But it literally falls out of the sky and comes out of nowhere in these poor people.
My mom was saying how crazy it is that, back in the day, it took days to get the news of what was going on because you didn't have all this instant access on Instagram or, things like that. She said sometimes we wouldn't find out things were going on and, who did what to who. And now it's right in front of your face and you watch it unfold. It's crazy.
Well, so would you prefer a life like that where all communication, as far as journalistic communication goes, is severed so we don't see what's happening as it's happening? And we just hear reports?
I don't know. Maybe sometimes. Maybe depending on what it is.
I mean, none of us were alive, but you won't remember this, but I'm sure you've seen footage, like Elvis has seen footage. World War II, you used to have to go to the movies, and before the film would start, you would see a film reel of what was going on in the war. That's how you got your news, like a week or 2 later.
It's crazy.
News reels. As a matter of fact, William Randolph Hearst, who ran many, many powerful newspapers and eventually movie studios around the country, he was actually in a race with other newspaper and media owners to get the footage and fly it over and have it in the theater the next day.
Oh, wow.
And that was cutting edge technology. 2 days later was cutting edge technology back then.
Wow.
And
Would you
now
have to
we
pay for those?
happening. What?
Would you have to pay to go to that movie or like to get that news? Or
they would run them before the film you went to see.
Got it.
Typically. But they also had theaters they also experimented with theaters that were just news theaters. Believe it or not, I don't think they worked out.
Imagine news theaters now.
Yeah, I don't know. Another thing to think about, and of course, the way we look at media and we look at content, you are seeing the bits and pieces of TikTok videos and videos on Instagram, which are just scenes, like a miniature scene, a 3-second scene, a 5-second scene on a street corner where something's happening, whatever. And that's all you see. So we are now clouded into thinking it's that way everywhere in the city. The same as a friend of yours who's like scary, who's always in restaurants. You think, well, the guy never goes to bed. He's always in a restaurant.
Well, that's true.
That's all we see. I don't know. It's very interesting to see how we're covering this, or they're covering it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
to be continued, right?
To be continued. Anything else you want to talk about? I think we're done.
Yeah.
You know what? God bless the world. God bless the citizens and the president of Ukraine. Have a good day.